So hello everybody, welcome to our One Greenway, One Iron Chat. Delighted to be joined today by Daniel Schneider. Now Daniel is a partner at SBX Capital who are behind One Greenway, and SBX also sponsor the One Greenway Invitational, which we are very much looking forward to coming in a few days' time. Daniel, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Sarah.
Now listen, we're going to talk golf, we're going to talk the Invitational shortly, but let's just talk a little bit about business and your company. Let's take us back to 2010 when you founded SBX. How did it all come about?
Yeah, it was, would you believe if I told you that was by chance? Yeah, there wasn't, honestly, by the time we were working for a bank in Brazil, and suddenly in 3 months' time, we found everyone pretty much out of job, for different reasons. And then we decided to, we've been doing this for the last, in 2010, was for the last 15, 16 years together. So why not, instead of joining another bank or another asset manager, why not creating one that have our own culture on that? So that's why we decided, 3 of us, founding partners, we decided to start SPX back in 2010. And what's curious, you didn't ask me about the name, but in the very beginning, said it's okay. We need a name, a provisional one, and then we started combining the initials of the surnames of each partners, and we came up with could be SP something. No, there's an SP company in Brazil, XP company in Brazil already. PX something. It's like sounds like PlayStation, and that's why SPX came along. That was the reason for the name. I said, okay, we get this. We think about this one later. Just put the name on it. So someone
and then it stuck.
Yeah, that's how it started. So in 2010. So that's why we started basically as more focus on a macro fund. And now we have a more comprehensive approach, which is private equity, real estate, which is the One Greenway, both in Brazil and outside of Brazil, private equity, credit, and equities, public equities, and macro funds.
And how proud are you of, you look back at that day and you have hopes and ambitions and dreams, how proud are you of where SPX has come and where you are today?
Honestly, so far we have achieved way more than I was expecting. I still refer to we have some spreadsheets by the time saying that, what if everything goes wrong? What if we can have like an average performance? What if, what's the predictions for in 10 years time? If we're fantastically and you do amazingly, it's way, way better and way, way bigger than we were expecting by the time. So yes, I have to say that we are really proud here at SPX, what SPX has become.
Fantastic. You mentioned the culture, Daniel. What is the culture of your business and what's important to you personally?
What's important to me personally, and it's the culture of a company, are pretty much very intertwined. You cannot differentiate one to the other. But the fact that we are a partnership, that is what a little bit different. In most of the asset managers, it's almost impossible to become a partner. And here, in associates and partners, the SPX, we have roughly 60 people. So it's like a meritocracy. We like to reward the talents. The turnover, it's not very, very high at SPX. People tend to stay here, have a career. So instead of hiring people from the market, we prefer to develop them inside. So it's like growing organically. So that's why most of the people, like myself and the other founding partners, we've been working together for 27 years now. So it's quite a long track record. So that's why kind of the culture of this takes saying that nothing happens instantly. You say that you have to, like in golf, you can simply destroy your game in one hole, but if you have a fantastic result, you have to build up gradually. So that's shot by shot, slowly. That's kind of the same approach.
That's a great analogy, and we'll talk more about golf, and I'll ask you specifically about your golf as well, Daniel, upcoming. What about the relationship with Green Jacket Partners? How did that come about, Daniel?
This came with, I was introduced by One Green Way. Was another name, was a different name. The project was by John Fonseca, that you know him. It was right before the pandemic. I remember this when we're having the conversations about how fantastic this project could be. But then the pandemic came along. Everything was on hold. Or say that now it's easy to say, but remember in early 2020 that everyone was pretty much fighting for their lives, fighting for their jobs, fighting for their families. Everyone was super difficult. So the first 3-4 months we put everything on hold, and then we restarted. The conversation was mid-20s when things started to calm down a little bit, and then me and João was pretty much looking at we needed to have a due diligence, and no one was able to travel at the time. So can you imagine the challenges of putting this development in place with all the difficulties at the time? So that was how the relationship started with João Fonseca, and then later on with Green Jacket.
Fantastic. Obviously, we can't wait. The development, the sales are going well. I've been out to visit. Obviously, you see the site. We love Portugal. We love Quinta. We love the Algarve. But let's talk about the development specifically. Mm-hmm. How special will it be when it's fully completed?
It's really special mainly because it's the first development, the first real estate project for SPX outside of Brazil. So that's one of the main reasons. The second one, it's because I felt in love with Quinta do Lago a long time ago. So this is something that I care more than the others. Because it's a very special place. It's a place that you can, you've been there. So the amount of golf courses that you have, but the atmosphere of the place is not it's very family oriented. It's no one showing off there. So you can go to the beach, but if you don't, you can do different sports in the campus that they have there, which is like fantastic for tennis, fantastic for paddle. You have a gym, and on top of that, you have 5 fantastic golf courses. And this project, One Green Way, it's a gated community in Quinta. So you don't have the hassle of having the maintenance of the house. So it's going to be managed by Quinta. So it's simple. It's just go there, open the door, it's ready, close it, and done. So that's why I'm really, really excited about this project.
What's the response been to the project?
The response is that I would say that's really so far so good. I have no complaints. We had some to get all the licenses took a little bit longer than we were expecting, which is part of the bureaucracy. We weren't expecting this one, so that's why that delayed a little bit of the sales. We put a little bit on hold. We were not doing a marketing campaign on that massively, especially because of that. It's better to wait get all the licenses. Now we are building all the houses, refurbishing them, so everything is up and running now. So I expect the sales to increase even more. And we are running out of houses, to be honest, because we only 89 units. So it's not something that I can build another one. No, it's a limited amount of houses.
When you first came to Portugal, when you first came to Quinta, you talked about some of the special parts. Obviously, we both share a love of sport, and the golf courses, that goes without saying, the restaurants, the beaches, sunshine most of the year. But when you first arrived in Quinta, do you remember the first time you saw it, the first time you experienced it? Take me back. What was that like?
That was roughly 10 years, between 5 and 8 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And I was really impressed. The first one that got my attention was the conditions of the gardens.
Yeah.
How manicured they were. I would say that's that's really dry, so it's quite difficult for the maintenance there. And they could, I would say this, they take care of, when you look at the details, they take care of the details, which means they take care of everything. So that was the first thing that got to my attention, was this the gardens that they have. That was, I'll say that's the place that I'd like to be.
And obviously now with the project and the One Greenway Invitational, once again we've got such an impressive field for 2023. You were very much part of it last year, 2022. How stellar is it to see some of the best golfers in the world who've achieved huge amounts on the male and the female side coming together to support this project? How special was that week in 2022?
I'm really thankful to Jean-Noel to put this in place, because it's even in my dreams I couldn't imagine a field like this as powerful with this so many names that I remember that I started playing golf in '99, and that was the players that I used to follow, and now having the chance. I'm not playing in the tournament. I'm gonna be there but not playing, but having the chance to play alongside with them, or just to be there, it's a phenomenal experience. So what tells me the fact that they like that much the tournament is we have a lot of returning ones. Yeah, it's not new ones that he just came for just for once and say that I didn't like it. No, all of them, pretty much all of them, are coming back, except from Jean van der Velde. Friend, I ended up becoming close friend to him. I sent him a message this morning. I said, Jean, I'm really disappointed that you're not coming. But he told me that he's afraid of playing against me. That's what
Did you tell him you're not playing this time around? So it's okay, he can make it.
Yeah, I told him, Jean, I know that I'm not giving you any shots this time. so then he's not coming. But that is not only the players, but the guests. You have people that they excelled in the professions, the CEOs, founders, and in a very laid-back atmosphere, a very relaxed environment. So that's why I'm really proud of this tournament. So, and people can have like a glimpse what it is to be in Quinta, what it is to play in Quinta. It's normally you see these players around, some of them are there, and you can have an idea what it's. You can feel a little bit of the pressure, because it's nice to have pros alongside with you. So even though you say that, oh no, I don't care, no, you do. When you have a Lasabo looking at you, yes, you do. You have the feeling, this, what they say, this first tee jitters.
Yeah.
Everyone has it. So it's good for the guests, fantastic for the players, and it's to create the awareness of One Greenway for people to understand what One Greenway is about. So this tournament helps quite a lot.
I was going to say, just add to that, how important is the tournament really how important was it last year to put One Greenway on the map, and how important that you're not just putting on an event, you're putting on a world-class star-studded pro-am. How important is that for the whole concept and project?
Yeah, exactly. As you said, it's just to differentiate One Greenway from the others. That's the moment that you say that this is another level. If they're putting a tournament like this, means the houses are going to be top-notch. Even the whole community is going to be, that's going to be the level of what I can expect. And that's what we are aiming for, to have exactly the same. Think about the tournament, that's going to be the houses.
And you talk to me a little bit about the investment opportunities. Portugal as a whole, the Algarve, Quinta more specifically. How good investment opportunity is it to put your money in property in Quinta?
Yeah. We are very much focused on One Greenway at this moment. So yes, there are other opportunities there in the Algarve, But we at SPX, we keep the eyes on the ball. So it's not saying that, oh, this is a done deal, it's easy and let's move and find something else. No, I'm very much focused on this one. I'm focused on delivering this one, and then we can move and can think about something else. So unless we have a spare capacity, which currently we don't, to oversee different projects, but we are focusing this one green, especially because we have another plot of land in Quinta that we can develop later on. But I am keeping my eyes on these ones rather than moving along and focusing in other neighborhoods. Even though, yes, there are good ones. Even though we can have more people with not only in SPX but with Green Jacket that can oversee these other projects. But it's important to make this clear. One Greenway, yeah, that's the jewel. That's the one that they're gonna focus on.
That's the focus, absolutely. But what about an investment opportunity for people buying into One Greenway? Yes, it's a lifestyle, but how solid an investment is it?
Honestly, it's really solid. I would say that we are the prices that we are selling the houses are really, really competitive. So you can expect this in this environment that we have in Portugal. Definitely, we can expect them to not. We're trying to make sure that not selling a very, very the top end range of the price. So people are gonna be like, say, oh, how much money can I make if I decide to sell? No, that's not the case. We are marketing it and positioning it in a range that's to make it not only, in the absence of a better word, not only affordable for everyone, but in a way that, yes, you can, there is some juice on it. You can buy it and you can resell it for a much better price. Potentially even for me, because I'm not buying one house at this moment because of conflict of interest. Here at SPX, we are very careful with that. So I cannot have something that I am overseeing at the same time. So potentially, once everything is ready there, I am going to be one of the buyers, but I cannot buy it right now, unfortunately.
Daniel, what about you so you're a successful businessman, you're a golfer. I want to hear a bit more about your golf. You race cars, you ski, you travel around the world on a regular basis. How do you find the balance?
And don't forget to mention the family.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I feel like like someone that's trying to keep all the balls in the air, like a juggler, keeping all the balls in the air at the same time, which is not easy. And as you said, I am an avid car racer. I love motorsports, and I love skiing also. So, which is good because skiing and car racing, they are in once the ski season finishes, then the car racing starts. So that's no overlapping on this one. For golf, is more complicated. That's the reason that the last time that I played golf was in the One Greenway tournament last year. That's what is 1 year ago. So I couldn't play.
You told me this, Daniel, the other day, and I was very disappointed that you've not played golf in nearly a year.
Yeah, that's.
We need to change that. We need to put that higher up the priority list.
Yeah, I will definitely. It's quite difficult to find the balance. So we have to. Something has to. I mean, you have to give up of something on something. So that's why I decided to play less golf, but I can still beat Van der Velde, Jean. But that's the reason that I couldn't play any golf this year. Even though I was watching golf, even though I was overseeing the tournaments, following it, but especially for myself, I feel frustrated when I go to the golf course and I only make bogeys, and then I start pushing really hard because you're not practicing, and you make double bogeys and then triple bogeys, and I cannot enjoy the finishing 18 holes and have a miserable round. So that's why I prefer to not play, go back to the driving range next year or this year, and then I'll be back soon.
Fantastic. What similarities, you alluded to it at the start of the interview, but I'm a big believer in this. I think golf teaches us some wonderful life lessons. What similarities do you think golf and business have?
This is quite a lot. Exactly what I mentioned to you. It's not golf and the business, at least this kind of business that we do here. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. It's the same as in golf. It's not about hitting hard the driver, smashing it. It's not what counts. It's what's the score. And the score, it's about consistency. You have to be consistent for 18 holes. As a professional, you have to be consistent throughout the whole tournament for 4 days and for years and decades. That is, it's about consistency. So that's why I take this. I see the similarities, and I take the lessons that I have in a golf course, and I bring them to the office. And what I love the most is in golf, you don't have a referee. You are your own referee. So if the ball moves a little bit, but no one saw that, but you are the one that you have to report that. You are the one to call a penalty on yourself, and this speaks volume about the character and integrity of a person.
Well said. And just finally, obviously you're not playing, you'll be busy in a work capacity at the Invitational this time around, but how special will it be for you to walk round to watch some of the legends of the game competing? Yannick Sorenstams, Miguel Angel Jimenez, Jose Maria Olazabal, guys and girls that you've watched on TV for years. Mm-hmm. And you turn up here and they are as competitive as ever. Laura Davies will be here this time around. You know, she does a lot of TV commentary now, but when she turns up, they are so focused. How special will that be for you, just to watch these players sort of inside the ropes, if you like?
Yeah, as I said, it's really special because it's the fact that you see how professional they still are. Before the round, they're all there in the morning, warming up, practicing, and more importantly, after the round, they go back to the range and they are there practicing. They don't have to prove anything to anyone at this stage of their lives and careers, but they are there. There's this, how professional they are is something that gets into me. And the fact that it's been really close to them, it's quite interesting because they make this sport look so easy, the way they hit the ball. And the more I watch them, the better I can play. At least I think about this to myself. I say this, I can do this. And then I realize, no, we cannot. But that's not very difficult. Try to do what they exactly are doing. And no, you cannot. Then you realize the big gap. There's an M to a pro. So that's why one of the things that I like, and it's having conversations after the round with them, and they are these atmospheres of the One Green Way. They mingle with everyone. It's not there's a pro group and there's an M group, and they don't talk to each other. No, that's not like at all like this. So I try to get the most from them in order to improve my game. It didn't work, honestly, last year, but I'll keep on trying.
You're right. They make it look very easy, but they're inspirational. As you said, the atmosphere on and off the golf course is superb. Daniel, it's been a pleasure to hear a little bit more about SPX, but also a little bit more about the man behind SPX and your love for property, for Quinta, for the Algarve, and for sport. So it's been an absolute delight. Daniel, thank you for joining us on our One Greenway, One Iron Chat. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you in Quinta.
Thank you very much, and see you on next Thursday.